Hello, Morning Rush, your regulars. Oh, wait a minute, as promised.
What are you doing?
What is that?
It's my runway walk.
What?
I promised I'd do the runway walk because I'm going by the Chinese social credit score. They don't allow you in China to do certain things now, like fly or even take a high-speed rail, if your social credit score is too low. You get a point for doing these things. Don't ask me how the Chinese know this about their citizens, but they keep very close tabs. Bad driving, smoking on trains, buying too many video games, buying too much junk food, buying too much alcohol, calling a friend who has a low credit score, having a friend online who has a low credit score, posting fake news online, criticizing the government, visiting unauthorized websites, walking your dog without a leash, or letting your dog bark too much. And for each of the points, I put up a penalty, and my penalty was, walk all day like you're on a runway.
Well, we've got a lot of people online right now confused as to what they just saw.
Yep.
Yes. So,
They're commenting.
by the way, if you added those up, these were the penalties that I assessed. If you had 5 points or more, smear peanut butter on your face for the week. 6, speak only without closing your mouth for the day. 7, color one of your front teeth black for a week. If you had 8 points, you got to walk on a runway like a runway model for the month. I got to do that for a month? If
I
you
don't
had
think any of us
9,
want to see that.
sniff an armpit of everyone at your office. Number 10, give yourself a mohawk. Or number 11, lick your dog head to tail once an hour for the week. So see where you penalize yourself on
These
that.
are self-imposed punishments
Yes.
that I don't imagine any of us will be doing. But we admire that you did it just temporarily. We're going to say you're good. Your debt is paid for the
Here's
month.
my favorite, though. Number 12 was speak only through a hand puppet.
Now that would actually be comical.
Okay.
I worked with a guy who did that. Remember, I told you about Dr. Chris and Jose in the morning. And Dr.
yeah.
Dr. Chris, everybody thought, well, but not everybody, but a lot of people thought that Jose was an actual character. But it was just Dr. Chris. He was a good ventriloquist, and he could, in the middle of a sentence, change his voice to the other guy and cut himself off. But the Jose character was ridiculous, and it was just, he talked like this and called everybody Hammerhead. Hey, Hammerhead, what's going on? And so we'd go to appearances, and people would be like, I want to see Jose. I was like, oops, you don't want to see that. And Dr. Chris pulls out Jose, it gets real weird.
Let me know on social media where you fell in the penalty, and then give me a video of you walking like a runway model. All right, so we're not talking about that tomorrow.
All right, Michigan has decided to put up variable speed limits. You decide. You pick your speed in the state of Michigan. So I'm not really sure how they're going to police this. The signage suggested by the Department of Transportation and the state police.
Okay.
And what they say is that the drivers know best. On I-94 in Michigan, drivers know best. Now, the drivers here on I-77 going to Charlotte and back, we've said we've known best for years.
Absolutely.
It's 95 miles an hour.
At minimum.
And
if you're on a motorcycle, somewhere around 110.
Yeah, but the police don't agree with us. They keep wanting to pull us over. Wouldn't you think that we should just let the flow of traffic dictate the speed? And only pull over somebody who, like a motorcyclist, is kind of zigzagging and getting aggressive?
How are we gonna pull out the Gallagher rule, where everybody gets one of those little lick 'em, stick 'em dart guns? Anytime somebody does something stupid in traffic, you just lick and shoot at the back of their car. Police officer comes by, you got 5 or 6 of these in the back of the car, and they pull you over and give you a ticket for being an ass.
Could be. That could work. I think that the idea here is that if people are speeding, but everybody's going 85, if everybody's going 85 and a 65, and somebody sees a cop up ahead and they kind of lock their brakes up, you can cause a major accident.
Sure.
It's more dangerous to try to slow it down to 65 when you see the cop than it is to just keep going at 85.
Right.
That's, I think, what they're going to experiment with here.
Interesting.
Do you like that idea?
I like it.
You want to try it? Okay.
I'd love to try that.
Yeah, I think they'd only do that on highways. They wouldn't do that in residential areas because the reason you're slowing down in residential areas is different than the highways. It's more for the people trying to get in and out of their driveways and or the kids that are playing in the neighborhood.
Yeah. Okay.
So, all right, well, we might want to talk about that tomorrow. Larry
I
King.
forgot, I'm sorry. With my introduction of walking like a runway model, I forgot to tell you the name of this podcast is Tomorrow's Show Today. These are topics we may discuss tomorrow on the Morning Rush.
Hopefully they got that when they clicked the title tomorrow's show today. I hope they were like, what the freak am I listening to right now? Larry King has filed for divorce.
What?
Yeah, is this news to you, Tumbleweed?
Yes.
Yeah, right there. Files for divorce. He's 85 years old. And this is 2 weeks before their 22nd wedding anniversary. They have two adult sons. I went through hers and his Twitter accounts. And well, she has an Instagram. I don't know that he has an Instagram account.
Okay.
And I mean, as recently as like 3 weeks ago, she was like singing his praises. He's singing her praises. Couldn't have a better wife. Something has happened in the last 3 weeks that ticked off Larry King. But do you reach an age where it's just like, come on, dude, just ride it out?
Right, come on, you're 85. It's kind of like Ed Smart when he announced he was gay.
Oh,
He's
you were
like
talking
70.
about that. Yeah.
Shouldn't we set an age limit as to when you can come out? Because that's gross. Brother. That's all I'm saying. Even if you were hetero, you're going to come out. It's like Larry King. Shouldn't you just ride it out? I mean, come on.
Well, that's what I'm wondering. At 85, is he allowed to still search for happiness? Do you want to squash his happiness?
It needs to be an age limit on this.
There does need to be an age limit on
I
it?
think so.
And what if she was cheating on him? We don't know that, but what if she was cheating on him?
What if your spouse just, for some reason, started bragging about you openly in public a couple weeks ago? Are you up for a divorce in a week? Maybe there's an indication there, too, in that story. We didn't pick up that as subliminal.
Hey, when you look through his tweets, did you see the one he stole from me? Years ago.
Larry King stole a tweet from you?
He did.
What was the tweet?
It was about, I've never used a pepper shaker at a Mexican restaurant. I sent it to him. He liked it. A few weeks later, I saw it as his idea on his Twitter feed.
Don't think the Tumbleweed won't hold a grudge either.
Oh, I unfollowed him.
And like every radio guy, Tweed will tell you he writes jokes for late night comics. Just so you know.
Anyway, we've got a lady here. A lady who has put out on Instagram, and we've got the actual Instagram post if you want to see it on the Morning Rush blog at 975wcos.com.
Good.
That she's if you come to her baby shower, welcome. We're glad to have you. If you bring a gift, then you also get a wristband, and the wristband then allows you to partake of the food and beverages that she'll be providing. But if you don't bring a gift, no wristband. Just a thanks for coming. What do you think about that? I know he hates it. He hates it.
This is a lady, obviously from Connecticut.
What?
We don't do that down south. If you want a piece of key lime pie, you're welcome to it. You didn't have to bring a gift.
But, let me ask you this then. Down south,
Yeah.
would they not talk about the lady who showed up and ate our pies and drank our liquor and rolled out of here without even dropping off a gift?
Absolutely. That's the penalty. We're going to talk about you when you're gone, so you better bring a gift. But we're not going to give you a wristband, for Pete's sake. What is this, a VIP treatment at the Skyland Club? What are we doing over here?
Yeah, you gotta. It's a cover charge. You gotta show up with a gift if you want to get in on the
Two-gift
food.
minimum for this party, by the way.
Yeah.
2-gift minimum if you want drinks.
So tomorrow morning, 7:15, we're gonna put that one up, and we're gonna let you know, or you're gonna let us know, I guess, whether or not it's acceptable to but demand a gift in order to get the food and beverages.
Hey, by the way, speaking of the Skyline, you know you can win the golden ticket. Get to 975wcos.com and sign up for the contest because we literally have the golden ticket. You get VIP available. You get I guess it's a table for 4. You get the VIP treatment for you and your friends for every event for the rest of the year. You get your own table at the Skyline. Oh, you can do that now.
We've got convicted South Carolina lawmaker Robert Ford deserving a building named after him, according to some in the legislature. That's a Post and Courier story out of Charleston today. And I don't imagine a lot of our WCOS listeners are familiar with Robert Ford, but we'll bring you up to speed. He has not served since 2015, I believe, after pleading guilty to campaign finance issues. But the more famous of the campaign finance issues was that he was using his campaign finances in order to buy adult toys at
the
sex
Angry
shops.
Kitty.
Yeah, that was the name
Angry-
of
the
the very,
Angry-
very angry kitty.
Hi, Robert. Come on in.
Yeah.
Good to see you at the Angry Kitty.
You're talking like the hand puppet. So what do you? I mean, we're literally. If you're not from the Columbia area, if you're watching this, somewhere far away, the idea is that right now we have a problem with John Hardy, who was the former Department of Transportation commissioner, who has, I think, 3 roads named after him,
Yeah.
and in 1 week pled guilty first to. What was the first one?
Obstruction of justice.
Obstruction of justice for destroying emails in a federal investigation.
Right.
And they said, okay, well, you can stay out of jail because it's your first-time offense, and you're 72, you've lived a good life, you apologized to God,
Right.
his family, and all that. And literally the next day was arrested soliciting prostitutes.
He didn't make it 24 hours on
Yeah.
probation. Before he got the probation prostitute going.
So now they're trying to figure out
I
how
want to know this girl's name, by the way. We should celebrate her somehow. I don't know how. The probation prostitute.
I was just saying, it's a dude. It was a guy.
Oh, I didn't know that part.
Yeah, he wasn't looking for a guy, but it's somebody who worked for Leon Lott. It was some guy.
Yeah.
It's
you're
like
right.
it's like
Yeah.
you posing as Debbie so and so.
Hello. Oh, and tomorrow Leon Lott's also going to come in tomorrow and explain to us what naked is. So
That's funny. The club Tryst here, right up the street from the radio station, is in trouble. As Leon Lott says that they've discovered that there's it's not a restaurant. There's prostitution happening in there, and he says that there's strippers happening.
Yeah.
There's and for an extra charge, you can go behind the screen and do extra stuff with the strippers.
Mm-hmm.
And he says some people are confused as to what naked is. So
Yeah,
he
when
said,
you're-
"Let me just tell you, naked is when you're naked." And that's what's happening right now.
when you're dancing and you have no clothes on and you're taking money for sex, that's a sexually oriented business.
That was another
learned
definition that
something
you wanted
today.
to help us.
There's no gray area here. Naked is when you're naked. So we'll have Sheriff Lott. I think that'll be on our other podcast.
Do you think, though, that we should continue to name roads and buildings after
No.
people while they're alive? How about that? I mean, let's just wait until they're dead, and then maybe we can name it after them.
Can't
Because
even do it when they're dead.
well, I
brother.
know, because now we're tearing down statues and all that
Yeah.
stuff from people from the Civil War era. But at the I mean, this guy's already told you I'm a freak. He's like, hey, I'm a freak. Look at me, and we got. The former colleagues are like, well, he deserves a building.
All right, this is
Unless
the way
we're
we should
gonna
do it from now on. We should name it I'm a Freak Highway, and then parenthetically we can write in their name because we can celebrate one politician every week, at least one a month. We got 12 at least. The Freaking Highway. I'm a Freak Highway is coming soon to a neighborhood near you.
Well, we'd also suggested that maybe they rename private buildings like the Lion's Den on I-26. If you're driving to Charleston or back from Charleston, probably one of the more famous landmines, because it is a
Landmine?
landmine for a lot of people. Oh yeah,
Haven't been in there.
Yeah, it's a landmine for some guys. They pull off and they go in there to the Lion's Den. They run in there all their ads. Come see the best in adult toys and all that sort of stuff. Some guys get pulled into it. It'd probably be less tempting if you said, "Come see Robert Ford." Come see the Robert Ford building. Fewer dudes would pull over to go see the Robert Ford Memorial Sex Shop.
They
I'm
would.
tking.
Maybe we just give him the off ramp. It's the Robert Ford off ramp. Look for the phallic symbol.
Good heavens.
Maybe that's what I don't know. I don't know how to celebrate this man. That's all I'm saying.
Well, your legislators are trying. We also have the idea of, we talked about pets the other day and their weird quirks. And we've got a bunch of people who have some bizarre animals. But then some people started telling us about their own weird quirks. I don't know that I necessarily have a weird quirk. I remember when I was in high school, one of my girlfriends told me that as I would back up, I guess it was like because I was trying to focus hard, because, when you're learning how to drive, you're really focused on backing up. That's a hard skill to learn, I guess.
Sure.
That I always put my tongue to the side of my head.
Oh.
I don't think I do that anymore. I just hang it out my mouth, like, What a bizarre thing to do. That was my weird quirk. I guess I drained myself out of it as a teenager. But do you have any weird quirks?
Okay. I want to get a picture of that. I'm thinking I'll have to
They
ask
should
Sally.
get a picture of this, and we'll do a side by side with you doing your walk.
That's my weird
and
quirk.
that'll be our new billboard. Listen to Jonathan and Kelly.
All right.
You got that under this.
I'll admit it. I like to walk at home. At home, typically only as a runway model. Just so you'll know.
His favorite song of the year is Christmas Time.
I'm not wearing women's underwear.
This whole podcast got real weird
It's real
today, didn't it?
interesting at Christmas time because a lot of times I will bring the entrees to the table. So at Christmas time, it gets really special. I'm wearing only tinsel.
Oh my gosh.
So here's it was another thing I wanted. Adult recess.
Oh,
It's a news
Wall
item.
Street Journal was talking about that.
Anybody
today.
get an adult recess?
Well, you got to pay for it.
Sounds
right?
like a Google thing.
Yeah, it was almost kind of like what the YMCA does, except this is actually happening during lunch breaks, where people are going to these businesses throughout America. I haven't heard of any here in the Columbia area, but they're playing kickball. They're playing
Right.
wiffle ball. They're doing those types of things on their lunch break. To be honest with you, I think I've passed that age. Maybe when I was in my 20s or 30s, I'd still want to play kickball.
Yeah.
But I'm ready. I'm ready for a nap. I'd rather go back all the way back to kindergarten, where they give you a nap in the middle of the day. I don't want to go to
Every day about 12:30, Kelly rolls out his mat in
Wouldn't
his
that be
office.
great?
We take nap time. He's got a SpongeBob mat. It's real interesting. Maybe we should solicit Columbia PRT. We get Parks and Rec on this.
Oh, okay.
We could do Jonathan and Kelly recess.
All right.
That'd be a pretty good idea.
Food for thought. We got a lot of it up there.
Hey, and maybe you have some ideas about what we should talk about on the show. So you can always get in touch with us here on Facebook. You know, we're on Twitter. We're I was going to say at Rash Thought. That's the other podcast.
Yeah, that's our other podcast.
Yeah, so at Jonathan Rush, Kelly Nash Radio. If you have something you'd like to chime in about tomorrow, we'd love to have your voice explain what kind of quirk you have. Then you could do that at 978-9267-978 WCOS. Anything else?
That's it, my friend. Have a great day.